Let's go to the debate section and talk about how CNN is rigging the debate rules. Let's put it up there on the screen. So what do we have here? They have announced the official mutually agreed upon rules. Biden and Trump have agreed to mic muting, to podiums, and in an empty stage. So, quote, the debate, which will be hosted by CNN's Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, who we will get to later in the show, will mark the very first in-person showdown of 2024 campaign. Now, the rules that the two have agreed upon include 2 commercial breaks. The campaign staff will not be allowed to interact with their candidate during that time. Both candidates will appear at the uniform podium. Their podium positions will be determined by a coin flip. Microphones will be muted throughout the debate except for the candidate whose turn it is to speak. While no props or pre-written notes will be allowed on the stage, candidates will be given a pen and a pad of paper and a bottle of water. Some aspects of the debate, including the absence of studio audience, will be a departure from previous. As in the past, moderators, quote, will use all tools at their disposal to enforce timing and ensure a civilized discussion. But here, let's get into the nitty-gritty. In order to meet CNN's qualifications for the debate, candidates must satisfy requirements outlined in Article 2, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution to serve as president. Both Biden and Trump meet those requirements, as does RFK Jr., Cornel West, and Jill Stein. Participants must file a formal statement of candidacy to the FEC. All 5 have done so. Here's where they get RFK. All participating debaters must appear on a sufficient number of state ballots to reach 270 electoral vote threshold to win the presidency and receive at least 15% in 4 separate national polls of registered or likely voters that meet CNN standards for reporting. Okay, so let's be very clear here about the polling and the 270 requirement, because here is how they are getting RFK. Let's go to the next part, please. As you can see clearly, the Kennedy campaign has said he submitted 3,300 signatures in Minnesota on Friday, listed the states, 19 states with 278 electoral votes where he claims ballot access, but at least half of those states have not yet verified that his submission is valid. So that, Krystal, is how they are really rigging it. Because he officially—
This is outrageous.
Because officially he's not on the ballot in those states, half of those states, which, why do they have any incentive to approve him in the interim? Why would you do it? They're like, no, we're keeping him off of the debate stage.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
He technically has qualified. He's going to qualify for 278 electoral votes, absent some crazy shenanigans. So this is my other thing too, when you look at the rules. Why is it that you're allowed to poll up to 15%? In there's no such thing as public polling, in NBC poll, whatever poll. So we can take like non-official polling, but officially you have to be on the ballot in for 270 votes. How does that make any sense?
It's outrageous.
It's just straight up rigged, to keep him out.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's 100% rigged to keep him out. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
They're trying to put a pretense of neutrality on it, but they've made the criteria such that it is literally impossible for him or any other third-party candidate to be able to gain access under that criteria. Because, these states are all run by Democrats or Republicans. Neither group wants RFK Jr. to be on that stage or to be on their ballots, by the way. And so they can drag their feet and take as long as they want to certify his signatures, et cetera. And so, this is their mechanism in order to make it appear like, oh, we have these neutral criteria and you just didn't meet it. I'm sorry, try again, try harder next time. No. You made it literally impossible. And it is outrageous. I mean, I'm not surprised, right? We knew the moment that CNN announced that they were doing this debate and Trump and Biden agreed, et cetera, we knew what it was gonna look like. But, this should be something, these debates should be something that is really protected in a democracy. But the Biden people wanna talk all about preserving democracy, et cetera, et cetera. It is dramatically anti-democratic to block out the most significant third-party candidate that we've had, since Ross Perot?
Literally since Ross Perot, so it's 1992. So it's
15% in, multiple polls. You have a lot of, we covered earlier the number of quote-unquote deciders, people who, are still contemplating which way they want to go. A disproportionate number of them are open to RFK Jr., and you just want to shut out the ability of the American people to hear what this man has to say. Now, you guys know I'm not an RFK Jr. fan. I'm not voting for him. I got all kinds of issues with him. So this isn't about him, his politics, a support for him specifically. This is about a democratic process that they have no regard for. And it really is outrageous. People should be outraged and they should be disgusted. And CNN knows that if they actually understood what was happening, it would be a problem for them, which is why they go to lengths to try to hide the fact that they just rigged it and made it impossible for him or, again, anyone else, any other third-party candidate to have a chance of making it on that stage.